We all have those moments in life where the world feels safe, familiar, the streets we walk, the places we frequent, the routines we settle into. But sometimes, the darkness creeps in when we least expect it. What if I told you that an ordinary night could turn into your worst nightmare? Tonight, we bring you a terrifying true story that will make you think twice about ever being alone in the dark. It was a typical evening for Emily. She had just finished her late-night shift at a small diner on the outskirts of town. It wasn't the best job, but it paid the bills. As she pulled her jacket tighter against the cold, she checked her phone, 1:13 a.m. The bus stop was only a few blocks away, but those streets were eerily quiet at this hour. She walked briskly, the sound of her own footsteps echoing against the empty pavement. Then, she heard it. Another set of footsteps, slow, deliberate. She stopped. The sound stopped. A chill ran down her spine. Maybe I'm just imagining things, she thought, forcing herself to keep moving. As she reached the dimly lit bus stop, she let out a shaky breath and sat down on the bench. The bus wouldn't arrive for another 10 minutes. She glanced over her shoulder. Nothing. The street was empty. And then, a whisper. It was so soft she barely registered it. Her heart pounded as she slowly turned her head. Across the street, standing just at the edge of the shadows, was a man. He was tall, unmoving, and wearing a hooded jacket. She couldn't see his face. She looked away, gripping her phone tightly, pretending not to notice. Maybe he was just some random guy waiting for a ride. Maybe. Minutes felt like hours. Then, out of the corner of her eye, she saw him take a step forward, and another. He was crossing the street, coming straight for her. Panic set in. She shot up from the bench, fumbling with her phone to dial 911, but her hands were shaking too much. Her instincts screamed, "Run!" Just as she took her first step, a blaring horn shattered the silence. The bus pulled up, its headlights flooding the street. She didn't hesitate. She sprinted onto the bus, gasping for breath as the doors shut behind her. She turned to look outside, expecting to see the man still standing there. But he was gone. The street was empty again, like he had never been there at all. The bus driver glanced at her through the mirror. "You okay?" he asked. She nodded, though she wasn't sure she believed it. Was it paranoia? Or had she narrowly escaped something far worse? She would never know. But from that night on, she never walked alone after dark again. We often take our everyday routines for granted, believing that the familiar is safe. But sometimes, danger lurks just beyond the glow of the streetlights. Emily's story is a chilling reminder to always trust your instincts, because you never know who might be watching. What do you think? Have you ever had an experience that sent chills down your spine? Share your stories in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more real-life horror. Stay safe out there, and keep your eyes open.